Hello everyone, and welcome back to the channel. If this is your first time here, my name is Rita. I hope you all are doing well. So the FDA has decided that it is going to monitor online discussions, and doesn't look to me like it's just going to be online discussions. So the FDA has a page, and I don't know how new it is, but they have a page, and this is fda.gov. It's their official website. So it has an actual page that says Rumor Control. Learn and share FDA facts to help stop the spread of misinformation. Now, if you remember that the White House decided that they were going to have a misinformation board that was going to be tracking misinformation about the C-19.
It will operate in a nonpartisan and apolitical manner. It's basically meant to coordinate a lot of the ongoing work that is happening. And what their focus is, the focus is on disinformation and threats to the homeland, as I noted, which things like inciting things that would incite violent extremism, human traffickers and other transnational criminal organizations, any efforts that malign foreign influence, anything that would endanger individuals during emergencies.
Yeah, so they were going to do that, and everybody was all up in arms about it. So they decided that they were going to dissolve the misinformation board. Remember that? But I think we all secretly knew that they weren't going to really dissolve it. They were just going to figure out a workaround, or figure out how to do it kind of undercover. Well, the FDA has taken on the task. So we're going to go through this lovely YouTube video that they've provided for us to tell us all about misinformation and disinformation, and find out how they plan on policing misinformation and disinformation.
Information are shared online daily. They're false, inaccurate, or misleading, and can spread.
Wait, so one of these looks like a text message. As they talk about as they give their examples in this video of misinformation, disinformation, one of these is a text message that says, "Hey, did you see the article that came out, ... Some of the other ones was the government and big media are full of lies. So this is another example of what the FDA is talking about when it says misinformation. Let's continue.
Information are shared online daily. They're false, inaccurate, or misleading, and can spread intentionally and unintentionally. Some individuals and organizations promote opinions online disguised as fact, and misinformation can spread 6 times faster than facts. So you may be misled by headlines or out of context statements.
Again, we got another message here, or tweet, or whatever it is. So another thing here about the government that they're calling misinformation. Let's continue.
Especially when shared by someone you trust. Social media promotes information that you engage with regardless of the truth. So confirm what you read with a reliable source. This may be a nonprofit fact-checking organization.
The reliable source. It's going to be a nonprofit fact checker. Okay.
Or government resource.
Or a government resource. So the government is telling us that they are going to be monitoring misinformation online and disinformation online. And yeah, the only people you should be listening to, or the only entities you should be listening to, of course, is them, because we can believe the government, they have our best interest at heart, right? Same people who gave us safe and effective are now telling us that we shouldn't listen to our friends and family give us information. We should only listen to them. This is wonderful, isn't it? Let's continue.
FDA is concerned that health misinformation is negatively impacting the public's health. Stick with the facts. To see how FDA is addressing misinformation, check out our Rumor Control webpage.
Yikes! They have a Rumor Control webpage. Shall we see what the Rumor Control is all about? So this Rumor Control is on the same page. How to report misinformation online. How do we do that? Okay, we face the challenge of an overabundance of information related to our public health. Some of this information may be false and potentially harmful. Inaccurate information spreads widely and at speed, making it more difficult for the public to identify verified. Who's doing the verifying? Oh, that's right. Our trusted government. That's right. I'm so sorry. I forgot about that. verified facts and advice from trusted sources, such as the FDA, FDA.gov. Yeah, trust us. It says, however, everyone can help stop the spread. If you see content online that you believe to be false or misleading, you can report it to the applicable platform. And they have the whole list down here of all the social media platforms that they are trying to tell you you should use as a way to snitch on your neighbors, friends, family. This doesn't sound at all like 1984. No, I'm sure that, I'm sure it's perfectly normal and perfectly acceptable to snitch on your neighbors simply for voicing their opinion about information, or for sharing, heaven forbid, an article with you that they found from, I don't know, in the UK or in Denmark or somewhere else where there are doctors that are disclaiming what the or that are offering a contrary view to what the FDA is saying when it comes to medications. No, don't you dare do that. Or when it comes to, I don't know, different health risks. Oh, don't you dare do that. That will be flagged as misinformation. And the FDA is now trying to enlist you to tell on other people if you see misinformation. Wow. So it turns out the White House is going to indeed have their say as far as misinformation. Also, there was just a case in which a judge ruled against the White House.
And misinformation spread on social media about everything from COVID vaccines to election security have made their way to the federal courts. Several Republican state attorneys general argued the Biden administration went too far to suppress conservative views online. And yesterday, a judge in Louisiana agreed, issuing a sweeping and temporary ruling blocking government officials from communicating with social media companies about so-called protected speech.
A judge actually said it was unconstitutional, and the Biden administration is appealing this.
I wanted to ask about this decision we saw yesterday in Louisiana on the White House contact with social media companies. Does the White House have a response to the judge basically saying that this is the most massive attack on free speech in the U.S. history?
So, as you know, DOJ is reviewing the decision, the injunction, and so I don't want to get ahead of what they will evaluate and their options could potentially be. So, not going to get ahead of the DOJ. If you're asking me if we agree or disagree, we certainly disagree with this decision. And as I said, the DOJ is reviewing this, so I'm not going to get ahead of what their evaluation, what options they're going to potentially take on moving forward.
They want to be able to police speech. Now we see that the FDA is going to be joining in on the fun, obviously taking their directives from this current administration. They are going to have a snitch line, a snitch format in which you can tell on people who are posting or sharing documents, because they tell you in their little video where they want you to get the information. They want you to get the information from either the FDA or, some nonprofit trusted source. I'm sure none of these nonprofits are going to at all be connected to Act Blue, the very progressive nonprofit organization. I'm sure none of the nonprofit fact checkers are going to be any of those types of organizations. So you can trust the government. You can trust the FDA. If you need information about medications that may or may not be harmful, or don't worry about it. You can just get it from the FDA.
CDC and FDA, who the most consistent thing they've done is deny the truth. Whether it was pushing masks, they did squat. They did not have any substantial impact, no benefit.
For all those friends who are texting you and posting things on Twitter and elsewhere, you need to just report them to the FDA. Yeah. So, what do you guys think about this new development? Isn't it wonderful? Let me know how great you think this is in the comments. Until next time, God bless. Ciao.